the next one we want to talk about is like your soul's purpose and how do you know? Like, honestly, how do you know? Because I didn't know.
You just buy an Ashik record reading online for $19.99. It'll tell you.
You know what? You know what?
I forgot to include the Ashik record people in with the tarot readers.
You know what's fucking
I'm gonna get
funny?
shot for that.
So she said this to me already before we hit record. Because like, what did we want her to say? She's like, a cash records. I'm like, oh my God. But you know what? Now that you said that, you fucking triggered my mind.
What?
Mom and I went and did this like weekend thing with another girlfriend and her mom. And we did like the Akashic Records and she wrote down like basically what our life's purpose is. So
I did one too. You know what that was?
what was yours?
To get whatever I wanted in this life. Well, I want to eat cake and not get fat. Like, it's not fucking working out for me.
Well, you don't want to be like Bashar and just change your body image instantly? So yeah, that's a pet peeve of hers.
So yeah, I get so annoyed. The
Well,
minute I
especially
see
because
something, it's like
as
instantly.
Bashar, like he
Manifest this in 24 hours. I'm like, ooh, what can I manifest in 24 hours? I gotta
cup
think
of
about
coffee.
this before I go to sleep at night. No, I'm like, you know, a house in Barbados. 24 hours. I fucking want it. And then don't tell me it's there, but just not in my reality yet because I'm gonna flip tables.
and then tell you that you can instantly change the shape and the form of your body in 24 hours.
Instantly. It wasn't even 24 hours. It was instantly.
Fuck you guys. Please don't follow for the marketing.
Yeah, like a big fart and you lose 5 pounds. I don't know if that's instantly.
That's instantly. Or when I got a cola, I was like, I should get a cola more often.
I guess if you get a pimple, it's instantly.
We're on fire today. I don't know if they think we're on fire today, but I think we are. Okay.
Okay, so how do you really know your soul's purpose?
Well, according to my Akashic record, I'm a healer, so I was supposed to heal people. That's what she said was my thing. But, and then that's probably when I started Reiki. I still work though, but I took courses and stuff to see if I wanted to dabble into that. And it was my jam, but not my jam.
What did you want to be when you grow up? What was the first thing you wanted to be?
SNL.
Saturday Night.
Saturday Night
Okay,
Live.
when you were like 5, Saturday Night Live.
Saturday Night Live. I dressed up every fucking night.
When you were like 5?
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa took photos of me all the time in their kitchen. And I like dressed up in their clothes and did skits all the time.
What are you doing today?
Oh my God, Saturday. I wish.
You're not doing Saturday Night Live. You're doing your own version. You're dressed up. You look good. You're in front of a camera.
Yeah, but I'm not like pissing my pants because I'm like, well, I guess we had some jokes. I guess I could have dribbled a little bit.
You know what I mean? Like, to
I
me, I
guess.
just think, okay, like.
But when I was younger, Saturday Night Live was my dream job. And it still is. Like, I would love to be on Saturday Night Live for one skit. With the old crew.
With the old crew.
With the Will.
The who?
With Will.
Will who?
Farrell.
Oh, okay. Jeez, my brain went right to Will Smith. I was like, what?
No.
Is he on there?
With all that. Well, that crew.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you remember before that? Anything?
Well, I was pretty young then. Before that, well, no, but was it like kind of programmed in your head, right? Doctor, lawyer, da, da, da. Like grandma used to always tell me, you should be a lawyer. You would argue your way out of anything. So I always kind of had that in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was in high school, I thought I'd be a dentist, to be honest. Of all the things.
All of those things help people.
And I was going to be a dentist until I had to go to university and do fucking chemistry. Hated it.
Mm-hmm.
Hated chemistry. Couldn't do it. Then I was going to do physiotherapy, but the waiting list was 11 years. And then Mom threw a fucking brochure at me. Here, recreation therapist. This sounds like you. Okay. So I didn't choose it. I just said, okay.
I was on to, like, help animals. That was my thing.
Animals is my thing, but when they're like hurting and like doing, look at me at the pet store yesterday or the other day.
Oh yeah, that was.
I don't like pet stores, but Crystal needed a bowl. And we're in the pet store.
I drug her through all the animal sections.
But I didn't think that was still a thing.
The birds. I love the birds.
I didn't think they still allowed to do that. Like,
put birds in a cage.
Yeah, and animals and buy them, like I thought, because they stopped the puppies.
Yeah, but they still do it to birds and like ferrets and stuff because they think they have less like value, or they deem them as less compared to a cat or a dog, right?
Yeah, so you guys, have you ever like listened to our cord episode when you can like create cords? Remember when Crystal showed me that little girl crying? And I created instant cords to her. And I was like, oh my God. I did that in the pet store. Chris was like, while I was leaving, she's like, I can just see all your cords, all the animals. But the ferrets came to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Animals, yeah, I agree. I thought I could do animals, but I could never handle the pain part.
Yeah, but now we're doing it our own way through our courses and our programs, right?
Yes, that's nice.
Like,
yeah, we give 10%.
So I think
to all of our
doing your soul
programs.
purpose is like, I think one of your biggest indications, like other than I think a lot of regression work and a lot of energy and guidance and connection to your teams on the other side. But I think a lot of it presents itself early in your childhood. If you think back to the early age before the programming.
Well, yeah, all the crazy, because like I never thought A would be working with energy and doing anything like this. And like the medium stuff, or like, but look at what happened to me when I was a kid.
Always.
Fucking spirits bugging me, ghosts bugging me, freaking me out. My dad thought I was like cray-cray. Mom's like, there's 5 of us in our family. We just see things. It's like that little old, like, I see dead people. Like, yeah, it was so annoying, but scary because I'm little.
Yeah.
So scary.
Like you were about 3, I remember that. Babysitting you, and you were always scared to go to sleep because the monsters would come.
Yeah, and they were real.
Yeah.
It wasn't because they weren't real. Yeah. I remember crawling on the floor into mom and dad's room and sleeping on the floor just so I didn't have to wake them and sleep alone.
Yeah.
I hated it. But they just kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. It didn't stop. It didn't stop at all until, like, I guess I got to deal with this.
So I think, like, yeah, if you're searching for your soul purpose, you know, it is reflections from your childhood. And I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, I always dreamt of being a nurse. I always dreamt of being a doctor. But you dreamt of caring for people. Like your heart went out to certain situations, right? Like you were nurturing, you were caring, and those things were important to you. And I think, honestly, that's probably why you went into healthcare in the first place, and you thrived, but it just wasn't a very thriving environment for you. So now you're still nurturing and caring, but you found a different outlet.
Yeah.
So I think people think, like, when they're looking for their soul purpose, it's like, oh, my soul purpose is to be a doctor. And it's, you know, it's written in the Akashic records, and, you know, that's what I got. But your soul purpose is to care and heal, like you're a healer. But whether that presents itself in this type of situation, or a doctor or a nurse, or, you know, caring for the elderly, or however that goes, you know your whole essence that is where you're meant to be.
I think it's so too, people are not paying attention when things like when opportunities come up too, though, and how that really feels. That's aligned with you. Like, for an example, because I feel like when you take a different opportunity, it does get you closer to your purpose too. Because like, I feel like everything I've done now has built me up to do this with you.
You needed the life experiences to be where you're sitting today.
Otherwise, this probably wouldn't have happened.
No. Well, because you need the knowledge to be able to communicate that to other people that are where you were 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
True, but I think I could have fast-tracked things, though, a bit different, because I had opportunities, and I took things that did not feel right, but I took it because it paid more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I took it, like, which most people do sometimes, but like,
but
so,
it's
like,
an opportunity. You learned from that. You had to do that.
I did. So it's
and now
funny.
you can teach that to other people.
Yeah. Yeah. So I didn't know my soul purpose. I knew what I wanted to feel. I knew what I wanted to experience. I knew the lifestyle I wanted, that it would provide me and my peeps, like, you know?
I see that. Okay, this is what I see, like, especially with a lot of young men. Like my kids have just graduated, not just graduated, but, you know, they're in their mid to late 20s now. And so, like, their friends and stuff, and the guys, it's all like total ignorance of everything. It's just like, what makes the most money? That's what I'm taking.
I think men are like that, a lot of men.
Yeah, but I think they are the silent sufferers, because then they get married, they have children, they have that
And
need
now
to
they
protect, support.
Yeah.
And then that's where they have their outlets of unhealthy habits. And then the women go through this spiritual thing and they lose their disconnect, and then the war is on and you need to go.
Yeah, it's a vicious little loop.
It is. And then, like, for the women, I think with today's, and especially like our economy, our society and everything, that they have to do dual roles. Like, for all you feminists out there, don't fucking shoot me, I don't care. They're expected to work, make money, have an income, plus raise your family, plus be the mom, plus be the caregiver. So you're burnt out in two different worlds.
What's an epidemic right now?
Yeah, so they're picking things just to make money, and you're constant stuck in that area thinking, okay, you know, you're picking from practicality, right? Like, what's going to give me a Monday to Friday where I can raise my family and not really do what my heart loves or what I feel led to do or what I feel called to do.
Well, and it sucks because, like, think of all the the nervous systems are all out of whack.
Mm-hmm.
You go to work as a woman, and then you're supposed to come home. It's supposed to be your safety. It's supposed to be relaxing, but you can't. You know, you're doing all your kid things. You're doing all the things you have to do. You never get to shut down. You never get to be turned off, like the switch off.
Nope. Because the minute you turn even if you go to sleep at night, like you turn it off, you're instantly asleep, but then you wake up at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m, have to go pee, you're back awake. And then you start thinking about everything else you have to do.
It's awful.
It never shuts off.
And it's sad because then you can see all the other things that are happening physically to people like that, like after long duration of that.
Mm-hmm. We see it energetically. We see it in their cords they build in their bodies.
It's hard to watch. It is hard to watch. It is hard to. It is. And my heart goes out. And then you see the physical components that come with that.
Yeah,
like the things that are building and that you don't want, like illnesses, weird things, diseases. You know,
I do believe that it totally metamorphoses in the body.
It does, and it's sad that everyone's being pushed so hard, and we're all in this fucking hustle culture, and everyone has to work because we can't make it now. You know.
Yeah.
Hence why the manifestation piece is so fucking important.
I believe so.
And the energy piece, like
coming from that internal and letting your internal guide you.
Yeah.
And too, like I think that kind of really plays into like decision making and being afraid to make decisions, being afraid to make change, being afraid to make your life better or worse until people just implode and then crash it.
Yep.
But when you come from your heart center and like letting that guide you as opposed to just this is what I want, you know, help me get it. I'm going to trick my mind. I'm going to say this. I'm going to do that. And maybe it'll come, maybe it won't.
So for the purpose thing, though, it just feels good. Like you're excited to get out of bed.
It doesn't blow your vibration down. You still have struggles. And I think that's like people when they are like, okay, my soul's purpose. I need my soul's purpose because I'll be happy. No.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not.
I'll be on the
false,
right path.
false,
my life
false,
will change.
False.
Everything will be okay once I discover my soul's purpose.
It's like the same thing about everyone's like, oh, if I just won this much money, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be happy temporarily, but if you don't deal with the current issues or the underlying issues, all that shit is still going to surface. And yeah, the money will probably give you some more peace, less stress in a sense.
Unless you blow it all instantly.
Well, you know, yeah. But you know, like you're always going to have those things. So even following your purpose is not as... Again, everyone's sugarcoating that because I always see like follow your purpose and life will be blissful. It's not always blissful. Life can't be always blissful.
No, because we're here to learn things. You can't always expect to go through having a smooth, no hiccups, no nothing. Life is messy. So to think that if you just follow your life purpose and everything will be perfect is fucking delusional.
Yeah, because this has been really messy.
Well, that is life, though, right?
I know it is. But yeah, how did you know? So this is how I knew this was our purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Is when we had that conversation, and I think we were in Yuma. Was it at Yuma?
Could have been in Yuma.
And we were just like blown away about all the shit out here, all this advice, manifesting advice, all this other advice, and we're like, what? And we're just like connected. So it's like an instant cord formed between us, which I didn't understand at the time. And it was like, boom, this is it. This is what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. See, I always knew I was a caregiver. Like I was going to go into that caring because I did have that side of me, that fixer.
Yeah. I'm a fixer.
Yeah.
I'm a fixer.
And so I knew that. And funny enough, it isn't until now where I really felt like, okay, it's true, but it's not true. So when I was going to post-secondary, I had this thing happen to me. I always thought I was going to go be a social worker. And that was my thing. I always wanted to be a social worker. I wanted to work with teens and addiction. And that was just my idea, my perfect job, my dream job. And when you apply, like you can pick your second thing that you want to do. So the counselor said to me, "Oh, Crystal, just put rehab down there because it's so close to social work. It doesn't matter. Like,
No,
you know,
it's
you can
not.
do one without the other. They're interchangeable."
Oh.
And so I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you know, dumb me, 17-year-old. Sure, we'll do it."
Yeah, they're not interchangeable.
Yeah. So anyway, that's what I was told. So I'm sitting up north on a job because I worked for the company that my parents worked at as a summer student, waiting to see if I was going to get called. There was like a 2-year wait list. And I got a call from the university that said, you can start, like there's no openings in social work. There's openings opened up in rehab. This was like on a Thursday, class starts on Tuesday after the long weekend. Can you be here? I'm like, absolutely, I'll come. And I'm like thinking that it was the same. But I get into class and I'm sitting there and I'm like listening to the professor and we're going over the course outline and I'm just like, what the fuck is this? I don't like, this isn't what I signed up for. This is totally different. Like, I don't want to be here. I'm going to drop out and go back to work, right? Like, I ain't fucking sticking around. And I just heard that voice in my head that said, this is where you need to be. And then I knew instantly I was going to have a child with a disability. Instantly. And I sat there in that classroom and I was just like, fuck me. What do I do? And it was just like, you need to stay. And I heard that like so crystal clear in my head. And I was just like, fuck, you know. And so I stayed. I stayed for 2 years. I did the program. And even when I did the work, I knew that was not for me. I didn't want to be there. I knew none of that work was for me. But then I had a child with autism. And I'm like, it all came back. It all makes sense. I've used it for his whole life. He's 26.
And amazing.
Yeah.
She did such great coach. Like you just.
Yeah. But it also gave me that empathy and the things that I needed even now in what we do. Like even though that what the projected career of that was. I mean, don't get me wrong, I loved some of the people I worked with.
Yeah.
But it was the same thing. It was like some burnout and some like the longevity.
Yeah, it's not there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but it put me where I needed to be for another area of my life.
I do think everything is built in stages like that.
I needed to learn those lessons and I trusted that.
Thank God you listened to that voice. How many of you have listened to that voice? Or did not listen to that voice?
Yeah.
There has been moments where I've listened and there has been moments I did not.
Same here.
I was just like, fuck it. Those are those longer journeys when I say I could fast track.
Yep.
I did the fuck it journey over here. I did. Yeah. Okay, that's a good story. Thank you for sharing that because that's a beautiful story. Because like
your soul's purpose, and I think that people just get so caught up in your soul's purpose is your job. But sometimes your soul's purpose is what you're meant to do and what you need to do on this earth. You know, it's not necessarily your career that brings in your money or pays you whatever it is you need to get paid. So don't get caught into that. Sometimes your soul's purpose can just be something so unexpected that you don't even realize what it is until you kind of reflect back at the time, just like my story.
Yeah, and it always I find that always the things that fill you up and bring you joy and get your heart kind of just warm, like that feeling your heart center up. That's it. Mm-hmm. Those are the moments. Those are the things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us your soul purpose stories.
I guess it's kind of What is everyone? Are you doing it? Or are you like?
And if you know of a cake that won't make me fat, drop the recipe. I'd love to have it.
That's all.
Because that bitch was wrong.
Oh my god. Oh, my legs are cramping up. Sorry.